So this is a Norwegian movie that's also partially in English. And it tells the story of Arctic explorer Roald Amundsen. But the way it goes about telling this story is not the way I would have done it. And I feel like it didn't really work as well as it could have. Because it's told mostly through these two other characters, who are waiting for him to return when he goes missing in the Arctic. And they basically sit around telling each other about his earlier adventures. One of those characters being a Canadian woman played by Katherine Waterston, who did an okay job but didn't really manage to stand out to me in this one. But that was probably mostly the character writing and the fact that I just didn't find that part of the movie very engaging. Now, of course, we also get to see those adventures they describe play out too. And that aspect is easily my favorite part of the entire movie, when we actually get to see him go out on these perilous expeditions. And that does cover a large chunk of the movie, maybe even the majority. And I thought the main performance by Paul Sverre Hagen was really good. I also thought the production value of those sequences was pretty decent. It looked like they actually shot a lot of it on location, not in a studio. Because I've been watching a TV show called The Terror, which deals with a similar subject matter, and most, if not all of that, is clearly shot on a set. And it just doesn't look good, fake ice and snow rarely does. But in this one they nailed it, even the special effects weren't that bad. Not to mention that those sequences themselves were really gripping. Just fun and exciting, really good stuff all around, and I really enjoyed pretty much all of that. However, the, what would you call it, I guess relationship aspect of the story, about the people he leaves behind at home when he leaves for years at a time. You know, the thing that's probably there to give the movie some sort of emotional grounding. That didn't really work for me, I just didn't find it that interesting. But it does explore some of his flaws and weaknesses as a human being, and shows that he is far from perfect and all of that, so I guess it wasn't a complete waste. But I just thought the more it focused on those aspects of the story, mostly toward the end, the more the movie started to kinda lose me. It sort of began to grind to a halt and started to drag a little bit. It basically fizzled out toward the end and slowly staggered across the finish line. But it was really only the last 30 minutes or so that didn't feel as engaging to me as the rest of it. But the rest of it was actually pretty interesting and enjoyable. Because I personally had only heard the name Amundsen before, but I had no idea what his lifetime achievements actually were. So every time he went out on a new expedition, I had no idea if he'd fail or succeed. And he did both. He failed quite a bit, but there were also some great successes along the way too. And he focused most of his efforts on the North Pole, where he had most of his setbacks too. That place seemed to be a bit of an obsession for him. But he also went down to the Antarctic too, which is a similar but also very different kind of beast. Each place offered him different challenges and he took them all on. Sometimes even when it looked a bit foolhardy to do so. But then again, you can't really be an Arctic explorer without a little bit of a foolhardy streak in you. And yeah, overall, I thought this was very much a fun, entertaining watch, for the most part. Even those last 30 minutes weren't without some good aspects to them. That part just felt a little bit clunky compared to the rest of it. But it didn't manage to ruin the experience for me because I really enjoyed the rest of it. Now, would I recommend it? Sure, why not? It's a pretty interesting movie. So maybe give it a shot, maybe don't. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a thumbs up or maybe subbing to the channel, because that would be fantastic. I also have a Patreon in case you want to support what I do here. Or you can donate directly to my PayPal account through the link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.